This I vow to you. I will love you forever. In this life and the next, I promise you.
Jason!
A sword!
I'll circle around. Meet you at the front.
King Jason!
He's a black tongue, Jason.
Stay here, Idus.
Leave me. You men, go with the king. You're not done here.
Did I not do everything you asked of me? Why then, here, of all places, on your sacred island, I do not accept it. If this is your will, I do not accept it.
Jason, your uncle was looking for you. He wanted to know when you planned to give last rites to Alcime.
If I send her spirit to the underworld, I'll never get her back.
Get her back? How?
I don't know how. I don't have the answers yet, but there must be a way.
I wish I had the answers to give you. But perhaps I know someone who could. Someone whose business is answers. The Oracle at Delphi.
Delphi?
If anyone would know, it would be her.
Yes, the Oracle. Master Argos finishes a great ship as we speak. It will serve.
Delphi's not easily found, it's said. Does he know the way?
I don't know, but I aim to find out. Come, we'll ask him ourselves.
There you are, Jason. It's good to see you out of that mausoleum. It isn't healthy to linger over the dead, nephew. Iolcus needs its king. Captain Idas has finished his investigation. Petitions await, and we must set a date to give last rites to Alcime.
There will be no date for that.
What? Jason, I am your uncle, and I care for you. The will of the gods may be a mystery to us all, but to deny Alcime her last rites is unnatural.
Until I'm certain there's no way to bring her back, I will not do it.
Bring her back? Alcime is dead. You seek the impossible.
Impossible? Orpheus convinced Hades himself to allow his wife to return to the living.
Orpheus made a deal with Hades, but he broke it. Eurydice never saw the light of day.
But she could have. Orpheus failed, but that does not mean Jason would if given the same chance.
I'm going to Delphi, Uncle. I'll find my answers there.
This is the despair of grief. You're not thinking clearly. Alcime would not approve.
Pelias, you've always given me good counsel, so I'll say this once and I'll say it plainly. My mind is set to this. Either lend your wisdom to help me, or stay out of my way.
I understand your ardor, Jason, but have you thought this through? Delphi is not found on any map. Find 100 charts, and each will point a different way.
I would trust Argos' charts above any other. Hercules and I will go ask him ourselves.
Very well. I know better than to argue with you when your mind is set. I will consult our records about the location of Delphi, in case Master Argos doesn't know the way.
Thank you.
Delphi, I pray you find the answers you seek, nephew. I will go to the royal court and maintain some semblance of order there.
King Jason, my family and I grieve for your loss.
I thank you.
Some of the other guests and I were discussing the reaction of Mycenae to this tragedy. Do you think Mycenae will seek revenge for the loss of their princess?
Mycenae must be told who was responsible. King Lycomedes is no friend to the Black Tongues.
You're right, of course. And yet, King Lycomedes is not known for his understanding. I'm curious, King Jason. Why was Alcime's father not present at the wedding?
He was occupied, mediating a treaty between neighboring islands. As king of Mycenae and a priest of Ares himself, his presence is enough to ensure peace between rivals.
I see. May Hera bless you. Zeus protect you.
Like I said,
And you, Photios.
why come here?
I have a message from Master Argos, sir. He says your ship is nearly finished.
But then why
He awaits your inspection aboard the ship itself.
Thank you.
I think they
Was there anything else?
all of
You seem troubled today.
we must prepare for war.
It's Thano, sir. My closest friend, and a good servant to you. He was killed in the attack. What's more, he died in my arms, and gave to me his final words, meant for his wife, Agatha. It isn't an easy message to bear, sir, and I've yet to find the resolve to do it.
Zeno fell beneath my roof. I'll deliver his final words.
I don't envy you the task. What he told me as he lay dying was that he always loved Agatha, even though he was not always faithful. He hoped she would remember him as a good man, if not a perfect one, and find it in her heart to forgive him. You see, not the easiest matter to address.
It is delicate. I'll give this message to Agatha.
No stone will ever capture your beauty. Hail, sire.
Guard Pathrus, what troubles you?
Grief, my king, for your loss and for mine. My younger brother Timaeus was killed in the attack.
Timaeus was your brother? He leapt in front of me and took an assassin's arrow. He died in valor.
His ambition went beyond a noble death. Captain Idas had just promoted him to be the guard's standard bearer. And now this. How can I face my father with such news?
Timaeus died for me. It's my responsibility to tell your father.
You'd do that for me? Speak to my father, Mnason, at his farm?
Yes, but there is something you must do. Guard Pathrus. See that the spear of the Yulkan standard-bearer is sent to your father, in honor of Timaeus' sacrifice.
Such an honor would no doubt ease his suffering. My thanks to you, King Jason.
My condolences on your loss.
Indeed.
I thank you both.
We've heard a rumor that the assassin, may he rot in Tartarus, was a Black Tongue.
Certainly that isn't true.
Captain Idas is finishing his investigation. We'll know more then.
The Black Tongues haven't been seen in a decade. King Lycomedes destroyed them.
It must be a mistake.
Gentlemen, if you'll excuse me.
I am Antiphon, royal poet. May Hermes guide your path in these dark times. When I have felt the sting of loss, my devotion to the messenger has always been a comfort.
How so, Antiphon?
We often see Lord Hermes as the most light-hearted of the Olympians, a trickster, but he is also the spirit guide. When I have lost a loved one, it helps to remember they pass to Hermes' care.
I imagine Hermes' virtues help you with your poems.
Without them, I could scarcely call myself a poet. Followers of, as we like to say, we also value agility of mind and body. It's said the best poets and the best swordsmen all pray to Hermes for his blessing.
It seems I find followers of Hermes in more professions than any other.
Poets and athletes. Then there are his more official duties. And he also inspires the placing of Hermes, of course.
What poem?
Perhaps the king would be willing to assist me?
What sort of help?
I'm trying to find a worthy start. Which of her many qualities do you think?
Beauty. All who looked upon her knew of that.
Very well. Let's see. A flower grew on Mycenae, its beauty plain to see. But once transplanted on a foreign shore, its beauty withered, and it was no more. That flower's name was Alcime, our queen we sing to thee. It's a start at least. To honor her, much work must be done.
If you seek to honor all her virtues, you have a very long poem ahead of you. I leave you to your work.
An honor, sir.
Jason! It's ill fortune to see me the night before our wedding.
It is ill fortune not to see you, any night or any day.
I'm told Argos' ship is almost ready for us. Where will we go first?
Alcime, I have sworn to watch over Iolcus.
I know, Warden. You have your duty. Fortunately, Iolcus is so perfect I could stay here forever. Now, King Jason, this humble princess of Mycenae is going to retire. And she does not expect to see you again until such time as you are ready to wed her.
Then I will see you tomorrow. It will be the best day of my life.
The best night, too, I hope.
Is something the matter, Jason?
No, it's nothing.
It's a wonder the whole palace was... Sir? Hercules? Those damn Ionians came through here like a bull in a pottery works.
They are not known for their subtlety.
Yes. Would that it was only the palace they destroyed. Carry on.
Alchemy, come back! She is willful, Kingsley. You must watch her carefully.
She'll be safe here, Lycomedes.
Indeed. No one knows. Not even my advisors. Alchemy!
Are you spying? Here, Father!
I see you've met young Jason.
King Lycomedes, sir.
Jason, word of advice. If I know my daughter, you're going to have to keep your wits about you.
Hail, Warden! Lieutenant Platon, Idas says you fought like a lion during the attack. Well done.
6 Ionians felt the kiss of my mace. Praise Ares.
I didn't know you were a follower of Ares.
Aye, sir. Most of the guard choose Zeus as their patron. But I'm an Ares man, like my father before me. I find his blessings are best suited for this type of work.
Ares is the lord of battle and courage. But what of the patrols and regulations of a guard's life?
I'm not fond of them either. But there's more glory. And those are traits that help a man in all walks of life, if you get my meaning.
And you...
The followers of Ares, cowardice and no. Us Ares men believe in
As you were.
Hail, King Jason.
Lieutenant of Ares, how goes the training?
Lieutenants Myron and Platon are putting the new recruits through their paces. They're rough, but they'll learn.
Perhaps I could teach them a thing or two.
Would you? Listen up, you men. You've a rare honor today. King Jason himself is going to show you how a warrior fights. This is one of our newest recruits, King Jason. Breathe, boy. Can't have you passing out before you started.
Don't be nervous. Try your best.
King Jason, how can I express my sorrow?
Thank you for your sympathy.
My cousin and I were surprised to learn of the friendship between Hercules and yourself. How did you meet?
Iolcus is a land sacred to Zeus, Hercules' father.
Jason has been kind enough to offer his hospitality as the Warden of Zeus when I've come to visit.
That's another thing. This Warden of Zeus. What does that title mean?
All kings of Iolcus who complete the 5 trials of Zeus assume that title. In doing so, we swear to defend this land and the honor of Zeus against all threats. In some ways, it's a ceremonial title that reflects the strong attachment between Zeus and Iolcus.
But what does the Warden do exactly?
The Warden of Zeus is charged with defending the island of Iolcus. We take a sacred oath to never leave this land once we pass our trials, and to be ever vigilant against any threat. In return, each Warden earns Zeus's protection. No Warden has ever fallen in battle on Iolcan soil.
Fascinating. What else?
One of the Warden's most important duties is to perform a number of ceremonies in honor of Zeus. For example, the Warden performs the first sacrifice of the harvest season each year. As the god of hospitality, Zeus demands that we also care for any traveler who arrives on Iolcus. The Warden personally sees to the safety and well-being of those travelers.
Your hospitality is second to none. Are there other duties?
Most of a Warden's time is spent training and preparing for situations we hope never arise. When a Warden has a son, he turns to his boy's training, preparing him for the trials he is to face. That training is the basis for a lifetime of dedicated practice and devotion.
Such dedication. Is there anything else?
The Warden is responsible for ensuring that the people of Iolcus receive justice. I often hear the cases of the people and offer judgment and arbitration. Another duty is to enforce the law and punish those who break it.
A truly noble calling. Is there more?
I'm sorry. I have some urgent matters to attend to. Perhaps we can speak of my duties some other time.
Oh, I see. Of course.
Will never be forgotten. Be proud of your men and women, your sons and daughters, your kin. They honored their vows. May we give as much to honor our own.
King Jason.
Elpis, I didn't know you were among the injured.
Oh, it was nothing. I'm recovered mostly. It's just my poor parents.
What do you mean?
My parents don't know what happened to me, nor do I want them to. They're old and in ill health. Why let them worry? Could you tell them I'm well? That I've just been too busy to see them?
Of course. Why burden them?
I knew you'd understand.
Rest now, Elpis. I'll speak to your parents.
Hail, King Jason.
Captain Idas, how are you feeling?
Better, my king. My pride was injured more than anything. Was a time those Ionian dogs wouldn't have had a chance.
You fought bravely, my friend. The odds were great.
I've got 3 things for your attention, Jason. First, we have the results from our investigation of the attack. Second, I've just received a report of a disturbance in the village. And lastly, there's a private matter I would discuss with you.
Let's hear the investigation report.
I'm afraid it's both disturbing and disappointing.
What's the disturbing part?
The assassin bore all the markings of a Black Tongue. His dress, his weapons, his tattoos, and of course, his marksmanship. Jason, I went to that balcony. There's not a bowman in Greece who could have made that shot.
Disturbing indeed. And the disappointing part?
We still don't know why he came. The Ionians, that's easy. They're mercenaries. They came for plunder. But why Alcime was targeted? What anyone could have hoped to gain from it? We've learned nothing.
The Ionians. Are we sure they were nothing more than hired mercenaries?
As far as we can tell. We traced this particular band back to Ithaca. They were there about a month ago to reprovision. Our sources say they spoke there of a new job they'd just been hired for. A well-paying job.
Idas, what do you know of the Black Tongues?
Just the common rumors, really. They're a cult that worships the dark titaness Hecate. Like the Ionians, they place the old gods above Olympus. For centuries, the Black Tongues were the most feared assassins in Greece.
I don't know if you remember, but when you were a boy, Alcime's father, King Lycomedes, waged a war against the cult. Until this attack, everyone thought he had eradicated them.
Apparently not. This report of trouble in the village.
Apparently, Zeno of Thessaloniki has arrived on Iolcus. His brother Menander fell during the attack.
Yes. I heard he was among the guests who were killed.
As you can imagine, Zeno is none too pleased. Thessaloniki has never been a friendly neighbor. Those cheese-eaters have been jealous of Zeus's favor for as long as anyone can remember.
I remember this Zeno. Loud, arrogant sort. Fancies himself a general.
Aye. Well, he's down in the village shouting at anyone who will listen, demanding compensation for his brother. He's got a couple of men with him, and the guard who made the report says there was a witch with him as well.
What is this private matter, Idas? You know you may speak freely with me.
Yes, well, it's time for me to step down, Jason. I'm not the man I once was. This attack made me realize I've grown old. I can't ask men to fight for me when I can't fight for them.
More than any man in Iolcus. You've earned the right to choose when your time has come.
I've got 3 men in mind who could do the job. The sooner you make your choice, the sooner I can start training them to take my place.
I trust your judgment, Idas. You know the men better than anyone. Make your choice, and I'll approve it.
As you wish. I've already called for the men. Ah, here they are now. Lieutenants Ivarius, Myron, and Platon. You men all fought with distinction and have served Iolcus well. But only one of you may be called to serve as captain. Lieutenant Ivarius, step forward.
Yes, sir.
Iolcus calls you to duty. Will you captain her guard?
With all my heart, sir.
Avarius, I know you to be a good soldier and an honest man. Follow Idas for a month's time, and then call yourself captain. May you always be first in battle, and last to stand in our defense.
I am honored, sir.
Dismissed.
I thank you, Jason.
After a few months with you around all day, she may change her tune.
I'd like to go tell her the news.
Of course. Let's finish our business, then you can go to the village. Let's hear the investigation report.
I'm afraid it's both disturbing and...
And
his dress. Jason, I went to that balcony. There's not a bowman in Greece who could have...
To be safe.
As you say, Jason.
Nephew,
Nothing yet. There's a...
when I have a moment...
Your palace would be at home among the great houses of Athens or Mycenae.
Welcome, King Jason. May the blessings of Apollo's light shine upon you. What can Pandora, a humble fortune teller and follower of the sun god, do for you?
What type of fortunes do you tell?
I ask a person questions about their relationships with their fellow man. Then I interpret their responses and align them with the constellations of the stars.
Let's see what fortune you can see.
A man's most difficult choices involve the relationships he has with others. Which of these relationships shall we explore first?
Let's discuss the bonds of family.
2 suitors vie for your daughter's hand. One is a prince who will lift your entire family in stature and wealth, but your daughter doesn't love him. The other is a lowly farmer whose land is poor, but whose heart is rich with your daughter's love. If she marries the prince, there will be peace for 100 years, but she will live a short and unhappy life. If she marries the farmer, she will live long and happily, but the land will be plunged into brutal warfare. To whom do you give your blessing?
I would give my blessing to whomever my daughter chooses as her husband. I would trust in her judgment and support her happiness.
In this matter, your answer aligns with the constellation Pygmalion, the sculptor. Of what shall we speak of next?
Speak of friendship, the bonds between comrades.
You are a poor guard, as is your closest friend. You learn that someone has stolen the devotional offerings from the local temple. You discover it was your friend who did this. His wife is very sick and requires medicine he cannot afford. He offers to split the money with you if you keep his secret. A large reward and a likely promotion await you if you arrest him. What do you do?
I would allow my friend to spend only what was needed to acquire the medicine. Then, I would anonymously return the rest.
Here I sense the stars of the constellation Pygmalion, the sculptor, in your response. Of what shall we speak of next?
Duty to king and country. Let us speak of that.
You are a scout in a king's army. A neighboring kingdom threatens your border. A fragile treaty keeps the peace, and you have orders to honor it. On patrol, you spot a soldier from the opposing kingdom hurriedly racing back to his side of the border. From where he was on your side, you see a scratched pattern on the ground, a signal for an invading...
The treaty and my duty. I would finish my patrol and then make my report.
Your answer is guided by the constellation Libra, the scales. Now, we have only the matter of society to discuss. You are a shepherd. You suspect a neighbor who is neither kin nor friend of opening your gate and grazing his flocks on your land. This shepherd's pastures lie between yours and the great forest. The wolves have been emerging from the forest in force this year and have claimed many of his flock. The wolves have spared your sheep while they grow fat on his. What do you do?
I'd recognize that I benefit at his expense. He serves as a buffer between my sheep and the wolves. I would suggest that we work together to solve the problem.
I feel the sway of the constellation Libra, the scales, in your answer.
So, Pandora, what fortune do you read in my responses?
For you, Duty is not a matter of choice or condition. It is an absolute and has no room for interpretation. In society, the common good is the highest goal. You believe people should work together to solve their collective problems. Friends should help each other. If your friend should stray from virtue, you believe it's your obligation to bring him back. You would honor your family, and yet you would treat a stranger with equal respect and hospitality. Two guides vie to influence you: Libra, the scales, and Pygmalion, the sculptor. To succeed on your path, you will have to strike a balance between principle and analysis. Your choices have shed much light on the man who stands before me. I hope you have found my humble fortune illuminating in some small way.
I did. Thank you. Does Apollo grant you the gift of foresight? Is that why you're a fortune teller?
I'm certainly not an oracle or even a seer, but I have...
And besides prophecy, why else do you follow Apollo?
Oh, Apollo rules over much more than that. He is the sun god. He who commands the civilization, music, and...
What of Apollo's virtues? Do they have an effect on your work?
Nobility of purpose. There is a reason. He favors those whose purpose is true, and who fight only to defend what's noble and right.
I must be going, Pandora. Be well.
Apollo bless you.
Again, Jason. Watch your form. Should I have Alcime show you?
Alcime? I'll do it.
He forgets I'm a daughter of Ares, Captain Idas.
How can I, when you so often remind me?
I think he's distracted. I wonder what's got his attention.
Perhaps he'll tell us.
All this talking, that's what.
King Jason himself! It only took you all day.
You'll lose your voice shouting like that, Zeno.
My righteous anger will not be silenced by the likes of you. Thessaloniki will be satisfied. The memory of my brother demands it.
I am sorry for Menander's loss. May he find his way to Elysium.
Not good enough. No, not by a long way, King of Iolcus. There must be compensation, tribute. Your lands here are rich. Your herds are fat. Clearly you've grown soft with Zeus's favor shining down upon you. Things are much different on the rocky soil of Thessaloniki. A hard life makes men tough. But you Iolcans wouldn't know about that.
Save your insults, Thessalonian. Why don't you just say what it is you want?
I will bring my brother's body home, and with it my ship will be full of Iolcan wheat and sheep. And then, each year on the anniversary of Menander's death, you will send 10 girls on the cusp of womanhood to me. Never! No. This is what I demand in tribute to the memory of my murdered brother.
Have you lost your mind, Zeno? You dare to make such a demand of me?
Such pride! For one who let his guests perish beneath his roof.
Begone! Back to Thessaloniki!
I am not here to negotiate. If you refuse my demand, then my men and I will take our own revenge.
You disgrace your brother's memory with this display.
The lure of tribute brought him here. He doesn't care about his brother's memory.
Do I not? You will see how much his honor means to me. Consider yourself challenged, Warden.
Name your terms.
My men and I against you and your behemoth. Your guards will take no retribution against me after I kill you. When you fall, I take my brother's body and the tribute I have named back to Thessaloniki.
No! Do it!
And your stake?
I hold here my brother's mace, a weapon worth more than anything on Iolcus. Blessed by Poseidon himself. This will be my stake.
No one wants it.
No. You will swear here and now, before these witnesses, that your family will make no further claim for tribute. Should any try to do so, they will forfeit the honor of your family name.
Very well.
Be careful, King Jason. He had a witch with him earlier. She may still be around.
A witch.
You don't know that, Thaddeus.
You should have seen her. Markings all over her body. And she was asking about the assassin.
More like demands, really. Did any of us see him? Where did he come from? She was very interested, all right.
And what she looked like?
Strange. Foreign-like. No Yolkin woman would wear the dress she's wearing, I'll say that.
And she's got these markings, tattoos and such all over. Legs and feet and arms and face.
Dark hair, piercing eyes. Clean her up a bit. She could be passably fair, I suppose.
Why, you dirty old goat! That's enough of you!
Yanula, please! I'm just trying to give the king a good description.
Where is she now? Did you see her leave?
That we did. That Zeno man was yelling up a storm, and I saw her slink off.
It was real strange. She had her ears perked, like she was listening for something. Then, all of a sudden, she pricks up, and she was off like a bolt toward the Crypt of Kings.
I heard her say under her breath, "I've got you now," as she ran off. I swear on Olympus.
Did she say what her purpose was?
We asked that. She said, "Wolves always hunt in packs." Thought that a strange reply myself.
Mostly, she was just pressing. Almost brought my wife to tears. She's keen on it, I tell you. Intense. Like she's got urgent business.
Thank you. I'll find her and see what she's up to.
Thank you for dealing with that obnoxious man. The nerve to demand such tribute.
He was nothing like his brother. Let us remember to mourn for Menander.
That we can do. There's been a lot of mourning here of late.
Our neighbor Agatha lost her husband in the attack. He was a servant in the palace. Poor Agatha and her son Sinon. That boy's taking it very hard.
Let's talk about this witch you saw with Zeno.
Something strange about her. I won't feel right until she's found.
All those questions about the assassin. What kind of person would want to know about that?
Describe her again for me.
Shapely, with dark eyes.
I'll handle this. She looked like a woman of low morals. Slip of a dress on her. Strange markings all over her body. If you see her, you won't mistake her for any wholesome Yolkin woman.
Are you sure she didn't say why she wanted to know about the assassin?
Yes, sir. When we asked her, she only said, "Wolves always hunt in packs." Whatever that means.
Farewell. Hopefully there won't be any further...
Look, heroes, it's the king.
What could he be doing here?
Oh no, please, no! Help us! Is she...
Elpis is fine. With all the chaos, she's been too busy to send word.
Oh, praise Zeus.
We've been so worried. You've lifted a great burden from us, sir.
Before I set sail, I'll leave instructions for... Here landed King Trion's spear, humbling the Athenian Polysede. Drunk from the king's feast, the famed warrior boasted that no yoken man could match his throne. For the honor of his kingdom, King Trion took up his challenge. Great Athena lent Trion her skill, and he unleashed a throw so mighty that boastful Polysede was stricken mute with shame.
Forgive me. I lost myself again.
Are you all right?
I am weak, but it will pass.
That Black Tongue called you Medea. I assume that's your name?
It is.
It's time for answers, Medea.
Then ask your questions, Jason.
What are you doing on Iolcus?
Ridding your kingdom of that black-tongue filth.
How did you know he was here?
When I heard of the attack here, I came as quickly as I could. Their assassins never work alone.
How would you know that?
You see the markings I still bear. Are they not answer enough? In another life, I was one of them. Until I realized the powers I gained came with a terrible price.
Your sorcery nearly killed all of us. Do you have no control over it?
There was a time no follower of Hecate could hope to match me. Now when I call upon the full might of my powers, it threatens to overwhelm me.
Medea, do you know why the Black Tongues targeted my wife?
I don't know why, but I know this is not their first attempt. They tried before when she was a babe on Mycenae.
What?
When your wife was born, King Lycomedes traveled to Delphi and spoke to the Oracle Pelagia. Whatever he was told, it got the Black Tongue's attention. Assassins were dispatched to both Mycenae and Delphi. Lycomedes thwarted the attempt on your wife, and the assassin Lysander failed to eliminate the Oracle Pelagia. It's said he fell in love with her, and together they fled, never to be seen again.
So that's why Lycomedes waged his war.
Yes. His name was cursed by every Black Tongue in Greece.
I seek to restore my wife. Your knowledge of the Black Tongues could prove useful.
If you try to bring her back, the Black Tongues will flock to you like moths to a flame. There'd be no need to chase after them.
Go to my ship. Tell Argos to give you a room.
Jason, are you sure about this?
Your friend is right, Jason. I am not safe to be around. I sometimes lose myself, as you have seen.
We can keep your power warded. That is, if you are willing.
It would be the only way. Very well, King of Iolcus. I will hunt with you and lend what aid I can. I will prepare the wards to secure your ship.
Far too much sorcery being cast about for my liking. Why did you ask her along, Jason? How can you trust her?
There are forces at work we know little about. Prophecies, Lycomedes, the Black Tongues. Knowledge I can hold on to as an advantage. Besides, you saw what she did to that assassin. Here lies the entrance to the cave of Amalthea. Fearing the jealousy of Cronus, Rhea gave to Amalthea her infant son Zeus to hide and protect. In this hot refuge, Amalthea nurtured the newborn god.
Safe from the sight of Cronus, the cries of Zeus were masked by the sounds of the moving rock and the searing flame. Glory to Amalthea, who saw that Zeus was safely raised until he could challenge his father Cronus.
Sinon, listen to me. We have family in Thrace. We'll be welcome there.
We can't just leave. Iolcus is our home.
Your father is gone, Sinon. Our lives must continue.
But only on Thrace? No, Mother. Here is where my father is buried. Here is where I'll honor him.
Sinon! Forgive my lack of cheer, King Jason.
Are you Agathe, widow of the servant Thano? I have a message for you. Your husband's dying words. His message was simple. He loved you. Always. From the moment you met. He asked that you remember him as a loving husband and father, and hoped his son Sinon would live to honor him.
Thank you for telling me, King Jason.
If there's anything I can do.
My son and I have each other. Nothing else can help right now.
That way is Mycenae. 3 weeks' voyage with a swift ship.
My father says you're to go home soon.
I miss Mycenae. But there's a part of me that doesn't want to leave.
Will you be back?
Someday.
Jason, how are you? My heart broke when I heard what happened. This ship was to be a wedding gift. Now it's something else, I suppose.
Perhaps it still will be, Argos. Is she ready to sail?
Aye, she's girded and fit for open waters.
Good. I have her maiden destination. Delphi.
Delphi? What in Hades do you want to go there for?
I have questions that need answers. Answers I can only find on Delphi.
Argos, do you know the way?
I've sailed most every patch of sea in Greece, but I've never seen the shores of Delphi. Part of me thinks it's just a myth.
There are tales of heroes who've been there.
Aye, and each claims it's in a different place. I'm sorry, Jason. I can't steer you there.
Elias said he would look into it. We should check back with him.
Now what about this Medea woman? She says you told her to come aboard. Nearly scared me half to death. She just walked up behind me in the deck house. No rowboat, no nothing.
It's all right. She'll be coming with us to Delphi.
It's your ship, but you need to see what she's done to her quarters below decks.
Very well, Argos. I will.
It's irregular.
This ship's a sight to see. Let's have the tour.
Certainly. We can start right here. Now, you've already seen her size. She's the biggest ship I've ever made. She's also the fastest, mind you, but we'll get to that. The hull is soft fir wood, light and strong, and resin-coated to keep... I've made a few modifications, but we've kept a shallow draft. I told you before, this ship can row itself.
I have finished the runes of warding.
So I see.
They are attuned to you, Jason. Only you can remove them. As long as they remain active, neither I nor my powers can leave this room. However, I can still prove harmful to anything inside these walls.
How did you come to be a Black Tongue?
My father was King Aedes of Colchis. He had no time for daughters, so I was often left to myself. One day, when I was 12, my father decided he would marry me to a neighboring king. My suitor was nearly 60. On our wedding night, I murdered him when he came to my bed. Then I ran. For years, I lived alone, but I vowed never again to be powerless. The Black Tongues found me, and at the time, what they offered was intoxicating.
Power can be that way.
Eventually, I realized there was a price to all things. I had thought I was gaining power, but I was being made a thrall. I was that 12-year-old girl all over again. But this time, it was a titan slipping into my bed. It comes and goes in waves. Perhaps we could speak more later.
Of course. I'd like to know more about the Black Tongues.
Such as?
The Black Tongues wield strange sorcery. You're proof of that. What are they capable of?
Hekate's dark powers are formidable. They are nearly all destructive in nature. The Black Tongues use tattoos, blood magic. Advanced assassins can even summon monstrous creatures. However, this requires a sacrifice of blood. And so this power is reserved for only the most urgent of missions.
Tell me about how the group is organized.
The Black Tongues are ruled by the secretive Council of Ravens, each of whom is a formidable sorcerer. The exact number of ravens is unknown. They decide the actions of the group. The lower ranks remain ever ready should a mission be given to them. The Black Tongues seek their recruits from the farthest corners of the world. Their agents live in secrecy, and they can strike anywhere at a moment's notice.
I hope you're comfortable here.
I will.
What you've done is wondrous, Argos. I've never seen a finer ship. She has no rival in all of Greece.
I would not boast, but I wouldn't argue with you either. Everything I've ever learned about sailing on the seas, I've put into this ship. There's one thing I'd ask of you in return.
Name it.
Let me sail her for you. I know this ship better than anyone.
She's the work of your hands. I cannot say no. May you steer her well.
Thank you, my king.
One more thing. It's only right that you be forever remembered with your masterpiece. So let it bear your name. I hereby name this ship the Argo. Long may she sail the seas.
Jason, you do me too much honor.
You've earned it, Argos.
Thank you, Jason. Now, I'll leave you to have a look around yourself. I'll be above decks if you need me.
Hail, sir.
Hail, sir.
Don't bother the Warden. Don't mind him, sir. He's just some fool kid.
It's no bother. What's your name?
Sinon. Reporting for duty, sir.
Excuse me?
I'm here to join the guard, sir. You must need replacements after the attack. I'm ready to serve.
How old are you?
Old enough to wield a sword and shield.
But not yet a razor, it would seem.
I appreciate your enthusiasm, Sinon. Come back in a year or two.
King Jason, I beg you. My father was one of your servants. He died in the attack. Now my mother wants to leave for Thrace. I won't do it. Let me fight for you. Let me avenge my father.
We're not so thin on able bodies yet. Train hard, and then come back when you're older.
You're making a mistake. One day I'll be the best warrior on all of Iolcus. You'll see.
Strange lad.
Insolent, too.
He means well, I'm sure. Come, Hercules.
Your father was a great man. I am sorry, Jason.
He's with my mother now. In Elysium.
He lived a life of honor.
My father was very upset when he heard the news. Said that Greece had lost a great king. I agree with him, but I also think Greece has gained a great king. You outrank me now, King Jason. I don't know if I like it.
Alcime, marry me.
What?
Before I knew what love was, I loved you. Every second I look at you, I love you more. Marry me, Alcime.
Yes, Jason. With all my heart. Yes.
I will find a way. Come.
King Jason, did you tell Agatha her husband's last words?
I did, Photios.
And how did she react?
The words were a comfort to her.
I should go see her myself.
The Temple of Iolcus. Within stand the great statues of Zeus and Hera. Defend Iolcus and praise Zeus. These are the oaths of all who dwell here back. Bless and guide me on the voyage to come. Protect Alcime, and watch over my kingdom until I return.
I think now would be a good time.
Who's there?
Jason, King of Iolcus, Warden of Zeus. I am Apollo.
Apollo?
Your patron gods support your purpose. I speak for myself and my fellow Olympians, Ares, Athena, and Hermes.
A great injustice has been done to you. To murder a bride during her wedding is a crime that defies all virtue.
And it was my descendant who was killed. Alcime is a daughter of Ares. She must be avenged.
Your purpose is an unusual one. To restore the dead breaks rules both human and divine.
Come, Jason. We each would speak to you and grant you our blessings. Approach these statues so that we may speak further.
Ares, Lord of Battle, I thank you for your support.
Perhaps you can find a way to bring her back. Perhaps not. But there is one thing certain. The Black Tongues will stand against you. The only question a warrior ever need ask is, who is my enemy? Now that you know yours, put your mind to the battle ahead. I'll count every Black Tongue death a worthy offering.
And what of your boon, Ares? Have you nothing to offer Jason before his quest?
Boons. Unlike you, Athena, the Lord of Battle does not offer gifts. The Lord of Battle rewards the worthy.
I would think Jason's actions following the murder of his wife would have pleased even you.
Against Ionians, ha! Let him fight my own warriors. Then I'll judge his worthiness. Warden, to the west of your palace lies the cave of Amalthea. Long has it been sealed, and with it, the challenges that lie inside. Go there if you wish to earn my boon. A warrior who thinks long lives short. Trust your instincts, Warden.
Swift Hermes, thank you for your support.
Let us speak of the unknown, Jason. Let us speak of death, the greatest unknown there is. Your wife has not been given last rites. I cannot guide her to the underworld. In time, her body will return to the earth, and her spirit will lose its way. If she lingers long enough, she will be lost forever.
Then I must hurry.
You interest me, Jason. I admire how you embrace the impossible. Should you accomplish what you seek, all the rules will have changed. I will see that you're given a chance. I will watch over Alceme's spirit and protect her body for a time. Let that be my gift to you.
Hermes, thank you.
It won't last forever, Jason. Remember, sooner or later, all messages must be delivered. Strength wanes, beauty fades, only wit grows day by day.
Sun God, Apollo, I am grateful for your support.
Your purpose is a noble one, driven by a pure and true love. Never lose hope, Jason, even in the dark times that lie ahead. With hope in his heart, man can accomplish the impossible.
I travel first to Delphi, to consult with your oracle.
She will help you find your way.
We are not sure of the route. Can you tell me where Delphi lies?
Delphi cannot be found through any chart. Delphi only exists for those who truly need it. You already know the way to Delphi, Jason. When you set sail, steer where your heart tells you. If your resolve and your purpose are true, you will find what you seek.
Thank you, Apollo.
Remember, Jason, an open mind is infinitely more powerful than a closed fist.
Wise Athena, your support fills me with hope.
Your path to this point has been a virtuous one. But obstacles lie ahead that will challenge the very principles you hold dear. Take care that in saving your wife, you do not lose yourself.
I understand.
May your spear never be lost so long as your path is righteous. That is my gift to you.
I am honored.
Preparation is the spear whose point is victory. Do not forget.
Here, Diaphanes, renowned architect, was shown by Apollo the temple and palace he was to build. As he gazed up at the cliffs, he was blinded by a beam of light. Shielding his eyes, he saw the outline of ghostly buildings high above. And thus the palace of the kings of Iolcus was built to honor the vision he had been given. The challenge of Ares awaits inside. What do you think, Hercules? That boulder too big for you?
What, that overgrown pebble? nothing to it.
I must go alone.
Right, then I'll wait for you here. Watch yourself in there.
So may your warrior's hardiness be as strong as the stones that surround us. My boon to you.
Thank you, Lord Ares.
One more thing. The one-time black-tongued witch who now sits in your ship must be protected. Without her, you will have no hope of success.
What do you mean? Ares?
I take it you passed Ares' test.
If I hadn't, I would have never left the cavern.
Ah, Ares. Something different about you. You look healthier, stronger. What happened in there?
Ares gave me his boon. A warrior's health and hardiness.
Now that's a boon that should prove useful in the journey ahead.
May Athena's 5 virtues be with you.
Tell me of your devotion to Athena.
What would you like to know?
You mentioned the 5 virtues of Athena. What are they?
Wisdom, justice, courage. These are the 5 virtues. I strive each day to achieve these qualities. Some days...
Row us out to the ship now.
Of course, sir.
Yes. Older than you think.
You're the Oracle?
How old are you? That's a bit unsettling.
Oh, aren't you being a little hard on them? Even if they knew where to look, the task ahead is nigh impossible. She's coming around to it. Give her a moment.
How can you tell?
3 islands you must visit. Mycenae, proud land of Ares, where a city hungers to see vengeance in its fierce arena. Saria, wild domain of Hermes, where both predators and mysteries lurk deep within the jungle. Kithara, lost island of Athena, where the echoes of a distant past haunt both swamp and temple.
Mycenae, Saria, Kithara. There your destiny will be forged.
Can you tell me more of these places?
Revealing too much may alter the course of events.
So may revealing too little.
Choose one of your destinations, and we will grant you one last gift of insight.
Tell me more of Kithara.
Lost land of Athena. For you to succeed, the virtues will be your guide. If the fleece is what you seek, know its history. Follow the little girl. I suppose this means you will be leaving us, Pan.
I believe Jason's quest will be an epic tale, filled with great deeds and worthy heroes. Perhaps I too may have a part to play.
You're coming with us?
If you'll have me.
Pan will speak for us on your journey. He will prove useful to you.
I do not doubt that. Welcome aboard the Argo, Pan.
The Argo. Jason and the Argonauts. There's a fine title for a tale.
It's time we leave. To the ship!
I've been to Kithara once or twice over the centuries, Jason. But not since the great storm afflicted the island. After that, no one heard from Kithara again. Nevertheless, perhaps I would prove useful in navigating the ruins that remain.
Yes. You'll come ashore with me.
Kithara. They say it's a dead island, haunted by evil tales. So you believe in ghosts?
After all we've seen, nothing would surprise me.
Here, come.
Here, there is the law. The law is deaf to the lamentations of the condemned. The law returns mute silence to the outcries of the populace. The law is blind to all station and condition. Here there is the law, and any here must bow to it.
Sounds like a cheery place.
Kithara was renowned for its code of law. Its system was used as the model for many other cities and nations.
This is what you must do.
Who are you?
My name is Strixa. I was chosen to deliver the message. This is the Ring of Virtues. This is what you must do.
Where is everyone? Where are the other villagers?
I'm not alone. Everyone is here. They've been waiting for you. You've already seen the others.
The statues?
Yes. The Dark Ones came in the night. We were defenseless. We could not stand against them.
So, the Dark Ones turned the people of Kithara to stone?
Do you mean the dark statues?
Their hearts are black, but not as black as what lies in the temple. Darkness took the light away, stole it in the night. You must make the virtues shine again.
I don't understand. What virtues do you speak of?
You know, don't you? You tell him.
We are standing in the Ring of Virtues, Jason. The 5 smaller circles at the edges represent the 5 virtues of Athena. Wisdom, justice, discipline, courage, and humility. Last I was here, each of the virtue circles shone like a beacon of light. The people here believed the light would shine for as long as the virtues were honored on this island.
This is what you must do. Make the virtues shine again. Then the temple will be open to us all. Tell him.
She's right, Jason. The gate only opens after the Ring of Virtues is lit.
Then let's get to it. You do know how to relight the circles, right, Pam?
You must find and save the devout. 5 true believers. 5 virtues. Bring them home, and their virtue will light your path.
How will we know these believers who must be saved? Where can we find them?
They are here, in the village, in the swamps. They are waiting for you.
If these devout people are statues, how can they be saved?
Their time for waiting is over, now that you are here. When you near them, they will hear your call.
How will we know these believers who must be saved? Where can we find them?
They are here, in the village, in the swamps. They are waiting for you.
What are the 5 virtues?
Discipline.
Strixa, do you know if there is anyone still here who carries the blood of Athena?
The twins are trapped within, but whether they will be saved is a judgment not yet given.
We will find your 5 virtuous Kithrans, and if they are in danger, we will save them.
Order from chaos, hope from despair, redemption from dishonor. The Dark Ones will try to stop you. And so it has begun.
Athena, help us! Jason, the statues! Stop! By Athena's grace, you've saved us. I knew our prayers would be answered.
Thank you, stranger. Who are you?
I am Jason. These are my companions.
The satyr? You've been here before.
Yes, long ago. You are Magistrate Menno.
I am.
Menno, tell us what happened here.
They were Ionians. They attacked us in the night. Before we knew it, they were in the village. Before we could react, many were slaughtered. Some of our people fled into the swamps.
Ionians chased after them as well.
When all hope seemed lost, Athena delivered us, protecting us until one could arrive to stop this attack.
We must find and save more of your people. We saw other statues on the way here. Where else should we look?
There are still more here in the village, but I beseech you to also explore the swamps. My daughter Iona was keeping a vigil at a small shrine to Athena there.
Our healer, Cassia, is out there as well. She went to gather herbs for the sick. We have a small child racked with fever. Cassia must be found.
Have Ionians attacked before? Were they raiders?
That's what I thought at first. But they knew much of our village. I heard one of their captains shout orders to find and kill Perseus.
If they were simply raiders looking for plunder, how would they know his name?
Where are your defenses, your warriors?
We have none. Not after Faden disbanded the temple guard.
Faden?
A foreign prince and scholar. He is Medusa's advisor and consort.
Why did he disband the guard?
He said that true followers of Athena should trust in her protection.
The guard, he said, was a sign of a lack of faith.
Do you know what's happened inside the temple?
No, the gate is shut. The ring of virtues has gone dark. You must find our people and bring them home. Then, perhaps, the gate will open again.
Are Medusa and Perseus inside?
I can only assume so. Medusa lived in the temple. Perseus was with us in the village when the attacks occurred. But he ran inside to get the Spear of Virtue, hoping it would turn the battle.
A squad of Ionians followed him inside. The gate shut soon after that.
Stay safe here. We'll send any others we find back to the village.
You fulfill Athena's will. Return our people and my daughter Iona.
Praise Athena!
Now let us out, Sporus! I beg you!
You had your trial. The village may be saved, but you aren't.
Yes, Pyrrho. We were given what we were due.
It wasn't me! I swear!
What crime did these men commit?
Murder, sir. They killed their employer and stole his money. Facts were plain enough. Now, why don't you tell us where you hid the loot and go to the underworld with a clear conscience?
I cannot tell you what I do not know.
And I told you you've already found all that I took!
All these years with a death sentence over your head, yet you still spite Athena's virtues?
That's some weight for the axe to drop.
If they're already sentenced to die, what reason could they have to keep the money?
Could you relate the facts of the case, Bailiff?
Both these men, Comius and Pyrrho, served as private guards to Diodorus, a wealthy trader. One night, Diodorus's brother Nico came by to visit and found Comius hovering over Diodorus's dead body. During a search of Comius's house, we found the poison responsible. Then we searched Piero's house and found some of the missing money. Clearly, they were working together.
It isn't true! He was already dead when I got there!
Sure he was, Piero. And whoever murdered him just happened to leave some coin behind for you.
I know the evidence does not favor me, but I did not kill Diodorus.
I'm tired of arguing. Athena has saved us, and murderers have no place in the new Kithara. They die tomorrow.
Stranger, this may sound odd, but I'm grateful you've come. I'd rather this all be over with than sit and wait another day.
You claim you're innocent. What's your side of the story?
I'm afraid there's not much to it. That's the problem, really. I got a summons to meet Diodorus at his vault. When I got there, I found him dead. Within a few moments, Nico arrived. I understand why he accused me. It did look suspicious.
Tell me more about Nico, the trader's brother.
Like Sporus said, we both worked as guards for Diodorus. We were never close, but I wouldn't have thought him a murderer.
Why would you? You did it yourself!
Who summoned you to meet Diodorus?
Kyrinos, the village simpleton. People often have him deliver messages. He may be slow, but he always gets it right.
What was the message exactly?
Just that Diodorus wanted to see me at his vault. That's all.
Same here! The idiot told me the exact same thing!
If you are innocent, why did they find poison in your house?
I have no answer for that. I certainly didn't put it there.
Just admit it, Comius! You could at least save me!
I won't lie to save you or myself.
If I learn anything more, I'll let you know.
Thank you.
You intend?
I don't look forward.
Stranger, you have to listen to me. I'm innocent! Comius poisoned him, not me!
Tell me your account of the crime.
I got a summons to meet the boss at his vault, so I went. When I got there, the old fool was unconscious and the vault was open wide as Leto's legs.
The old trader was unconscious, you say? So he wasn't yet dead?
That's the thing! I didn't think he was gonna die!
How do you explain the money they found at your house?
Look, I took some of the money. I've admitted that from the start. But when I got to the vault, it was wide open. Most of the coin was gone, but there was a little left. I figured Diodorus owed me as much for the way he's always treated me like a slave. I took the money. I shouldn't have, and I'm sorry. But I didn't kill him!
What do you think of Comius?
Always seemed like an honest man. Just goes to show. They found the poison at his place, right? What more do you need? I certainly didn't conspire with him. Now, if only he'd admit to it, I'd be spared.
I have nothing to admit, Piero.
Pah! You see?
If I learn anything more, I'll let you know.
I've heard of what you've already done here. Athena has surely chosen you to bring justice to Kithara. I have tried to lead a disciplined life, but if this can happen, what is the point of discipline?
Tragedies can test the strongest faith.
My father, all of us, we failed. If we were more courageous, perhaps we could have driven off the invaders. If more wise, we could have seen them coming. If more disciplined, we would not have been so easily surprised. Sometimes, it seems the virtues are at cross purposes with each other. How do we choose between them?
Act as your instinct tells you. If you're honorable, then your actions will be honorable as well.
You are wise indeed, Jason. Athena chose well. I will think on what you've said. May Athena bless you always.
That was a weight to test any mortal's patience.
Indeed, Galen. Our thanks to you, young warrior. I am General Eratosthenes, leader of the Silver Order.
Mead! Bring me mead!
This is General Galen, and the fellow in the back is Lieutenant Dionysios.
The only one missing is General Ericos. That old fool.
Who is Ericos?
He's the eldest member of our order, a retired general.
When the Ionians came ashore, our girl Adelpha ran for the swamps. Ericus urged us to take up our arms and protect her, then cursed us all for cowards when we chose to stay here.
What can I say? We are old men. Our fighting days are behind us. He headed after her alone. He always was a proud one.
Oh, my head!
Enough, Dio! Friend, if you're headed for the swamps, keep an eye out for old Ericos.
What is the Silver Order?
A league of retired officers of the Temple Guard. Technically speaking, you witness an illegal gathering. Faden outlawed our order some time ago.
Damn foreigner disbanded the guard. Athena willing, he's long dead now. Mead! I beg you! Mead! Quiet, you!
You should be safe in the village. Farewell.
Oh, my head. Good man. A drink, I beg you. I think he's had more than enough already. Dear goat, you would understand. My horned brother. Say you have a horn or two for me. Full, half full, I'll take a sip. The fumes from your breath if you've lately been at cups.
Alas, my friend, I too am parched.
Then there's nothing to it. You must rescue my partner, the Mead Man.
If you speak of Marinos, he's already been restored.
Oh, bless you, noble warrior. And did any of his honey jacks survive with him?
You can ask him yourself. He'll be on his way soon enough.
Wonderful! Splendid! You've done a beautiful thing.
Ericos always had a soft spot for Adelpha. She doted on the old fool.
I pray our young warrior here can find them both alive and well.
Is Perseus a member of the Silver Order?
No. I think all of us secretly hoped he'd go back and restore the guard.
I know he had his reasons for leaving. But part of me wonders if the Ionians would have been so brazen if Perseus had stayed.
When did Faden disband the Temple Guard?
As soon as Perseus left the temple, without its captain, the guard was weakened.
Faden claimed Perseus abandoned his duty, a sign that the guard was no longer trustworthy.
That was only a month or so before the Ionians came.
If we find Adelpha or Ericos, we'll send them back.
I've had a long time to think about letting Ericos go off on his own. I should have gone with him.
He made his choice. We made ours.
If we find Adelpha...
Humility is the basis of... Wait by the virtues, Kiri.
Poor lad's a spear short of a fit.
Courage is always a...
What are these things he keeps saying?
Wisdom is the simplification of knowledge. Wait for Uncle. Wait for Uncle.
Where is your uncle?
Uncle Popo. Bring home fish for dinner. Humble Kiri must wait. Humble Kiri must wait. Humility is the basis of all virtue. Kiri, humility. Sweep floor. Sweep village. Keep clean. Keep clean.
What is your name, lad?
Kiri. Kiri, short for Kyrinos. Uncle says discipline is the order that allows freedom. Kiri, discipline.
We must find this boy's uncle. He needs his guardian.
He could use a meal, too. If his uncle's supposed to bring...
Thank you. I was hoping you'd find me out here.
You were aware of our presence?
In a sense. In Athena's sanctuary, we could feel the passage of time, but not as you do. Others who have come, we see only as passing shadows. But you are clear to us. As you approached, I could see fully again. I'm glad you came when you did. Not for my own sake, you understand, but for the child's.
Eleni is with the girl now.
Then Dimitri is in good hands. But I must hurry back. The girl's fever must be broken soon, or it will kill her.
Go, Cassia. Return to the village where it's safe.
I will. I just pray I'm not too late to save Demetria.
Are you hurt?
No, Ericus. Are there any more?
You're safe for now. I am General Ericus. This is Adelpha, my charge. You are to be commended for your assistance in helping me put down the Ionian threat.
General Ericus, the Silver Order awaits you in the village. Would you escort the young lady safely back?
Of course, young Warden. And if there are any Ionians between here and there, I've got plenty more to give them.
There aren't any Ionians between here and there, are there?
The way is clear. Stay to the path and go straight back.
Come, Adelpha. No one will stand in our way.
You sure it's clear?
It will be once I'm done for Athena!
There, child. How does that feel?
Better. It's not as hot anymore.
You've done it, Cassia. Thank you. Thank the herbs, not me. Or this man and his friends, or yourself for that matter, for pointing them to me. Without you all, I'd still be in the swamps.
Few deeds are done alone. We all played a part.
You both are humble and strong with Athena. I'm afraid I still have much to learn. Worry not, Eleni. No matter who you are, life will freely provide you many lessons in humility. I trust in Athena's wisdom. The child...
The hero of Kithara returns!
Jason of Iolcus, behold the fulcrum of justice. This mace was once used as the ceremonial scepter of the leader of the Silver Order. We hereby present it to you as an honorary member of the Order and a hero of Kithara.
3 cheers! Hail, hail! 3 cheers! Hail, hail! 3 cheers! Hail, hail!
Thank you all. May your order long flourish.
Thank you. I am Pathanos, foreman of this mill. These are my men. Sorry. Give me a moment. My knees are still shaking.
You fought bravely, Pathanos.
To tell the truth, I've never been more afraid.
Without fear, there can be no courage. Overcoming fear is what makes one brave. What's your story, Pathanos?
Not much to tell. I run the mill, keep watch over these men.
You've done more than that. We owe our lives to Pathanos. He saved us from Faden.
All of us here were sentenced to death in Faden's court. Pathanos convinced him to put us to work instead.
I deserve no credit. It was Perseus's idea.
You knew Perseus?
After Faden seized the temple, Perseus came and lived among the people.
Oh, we are all brutal, brutal criminals. I was caught outside after curfew.
And I was overheard calling Faden a meddling outsider.
For such offenses, Faden and his judges decreed death.
The village is safe now. You should bring these men back.
I think we should first secure the mill. We're going to need wood to rebuild, and lots of it. We'll be all right here. My thanks again to you.
Wait for Uncle! Wait by virtues! Athena's watching.
Kyrinos, your uncle Polemon is on his way. He says to wait a little longer.
Yes, Kiri, wait! There is wisdom in doing what wisdom says. Kiri, wait for Uncle here! Kiri, wait for Uncle here! Discipline is the order that allows freedom.
Kiri, there's a good boy.
Uncle! Kiri, wait like you said! Kiri, wait like you said!
Good lad. Thank you, all of you. I'll watch over Kiri now.
Jason, on behalf of Kithara Village, I want to thank you. You have restored not just the Ring of Virtues, but our people as well.
It was Athena's will that you be saved. Now, our business lies in the temple.
Be careful. Ionians followed Perseus inside before the gates closed, and Faden may still be there as well.
These panels tell the story of the origins of the Golden Fleece. When this temple was first built, Athena herself inspired the artists. Would you like me to narrate?
Tell us the tale, Pan.
As you wish. When Zeus claimed dominion over land and sky, not all of the vanquished Titans were sent to Tartarus. Those who did not oppose Olympus were spared, including the brothers Prometheus and Epimetheus. These artful brothers were charged by Zeus to create both man and beasts to populate the new Olympian world.
What of this next panel?
Epimetheus worked first and created the beasts. He gave to each their qualities. The birds were given flight. The bear was made strong. The horse swift. The peacock beautiful.
Think I'll take a nap.
Go on.
Prometheus then set about creating man, only to discover all the good qualities had been given to the beasts. Man would be a flawed creation. But to make up for this, Prometheus gave him two great gifts: an upright form in the image of the gods, and knowledge of fire, stolen from Olympus. With these gifts, Prometheus knew man would gain superiority over the beasts and the birds and the fish.
What happened next?
Epimetheus was jealous of his brother's craft, not wishing to be judged the lesser by Zeus. And so he made one more beast, taking back all the qualities from the others and giving them to this new creation. When he was done, there stood a magnificent golden ram. Epimetheus boasted that man was inferior to his creation in every way.
Anyone else hungry?
And then?
Crafty Prometheus suggested they bring their two creations together to better judge their qualities. Prometheus knew that despite two great gifts, man also had vices, among them jealousy and a hunger for power.
What happened next?
When the two were placed together, the man quickly saw that the ram was beautiful, potent, and completely trusting. Seeing this, the man fashioned a spear, slew the ram, and took its hide, which he then wore as a proud raiment.
The ram's hide is the golden fleece.
As old as mankind, a symbol of both his vice and his virtue.
That fleece is something else.
Go on.
The Titan brothers were sent to Tartarus, Prometheus for stealing fire, and Epimetheus for creating the ram. The gods of Olympus then argued about what to do with the fleece. Zeus wanted to destroy it, but Hermes believed it should remain in the world to ensure everything done could be undone. Ultimately, a compromise was reached. The fleece would remain in the mortal world, provided it was kept under the care of wise Athena.
The gods work in mysterious ways.
What happened next?
And so the fleece was kept here at Athena's temple on Kithara, guarded by her priests. Athena gave a drop of her divine blood to her first high priest as a boon to assist in this sacred duty. And so the bloodline of Athena was established.
There's a lesson for us all in that tale. Well done, Pan.
The pleasure is mine.
Pan, you should have been a poet.
Come, let's go.
3 more are waiting for you here, but these 3 do not know they wait.
There is one thing I don't understand, Strixa. Or should I say, Athena. Why make the people of Kithara wait all these years before setting them free?
And what should they have been set free to? A ravaged island? A shuttered temple? Their leaders dead? I have preserved my people, protected them until the arrival of someone who could truly save them. I believe you might be that person. Your resolve on your quest has shown me as much. Will you prove me right?
I am determined to save my wife. Whatever it takes to do that, I will do.
3 more cases you must weigh. 3 more judgments you must cast. The 3 who remain bear the burden of this island's fate. Faden, Perseus, and Medusa.
Where is Faden?
Faden is in the Hall of Philosophers, to the west. You must uncover the truth. Find out what part he played in Kithara's tragedy.
Where do I find Perseus?
In the Hall of Guardians, to the east. Perseus carries my blood, and so has not been preserved like the others, but he is in his own form of stasis. You must learn if he has the strength to bring an end to this.
The High Priestess. She is here?
She must be judged last, after the other 2. Only then will you be ready to confront the one in whom I place the greatest trust.
We will find these three.
Remember, those outside could not be held responsible for the crimes that have occurred. They were worthy of being saved. Those inside the temple, however, must be judged by you. And be sure they will resist such judgment.
How did you know she was Athena, Jason?
There's something strange about a little girl living alone in the swamp, is there not? Particularly one with gray eyes.
Ah, I should have guessed. So, what now? Faden to the west, or Perseus to the east?
We must deal with both before we're done. Come, all are philosophers. Let all who speak within do so in the pursuit of wisdom and justice. Let speech come from the heart, and debate come from the head.
I judge a speech by how quickly I find myself asleep.
Another useful piece of advice. Let the learned speak. Let the wise listen.
My fellow philosophers, the Golden Fleece was an abomination. It had no place in this world. Its theft, criminal though it may be, will serve the greater good in the end. This I promise you, or my name is not Faden!
No crime can serve the public good.
Can it not? And shall we take a nameless stranger's word on that?
My name is Jason, and I say your speech is false.
Then we must debate, sir. That is, if you have the credentials to speak before such an august company.
Hear, hear!
Our custom demands that all who speak in this assembly first demonstrate a modicum of knowledge of the subject at hand.
Let there be questions, and let him offer answers.
Certainly you would have no objection to establishing your familiarity with the history of the fleece. For example, a most rudimentary question. Who created the Golden Fleece?
What's the answer, Pan?
The Titan Epimetheus.
The Titan Epimetheus fashioned the golden ram whose hide became the fleece.
Correct!
If you speak by proxy, sir, why not simply remove yourself as intermediary and let me speak to the satyr directly? Otherwise, I think we've heard enough from your horned and hirsute companion. Shall we continue?
Ability to use tools was one of the gifts.
If ignorance is bliss, behold, a happy man.
Faden, he cannot test you.
Sacred fire. Tell us, who killed the golden ram?
It was man who slew the golden ram.
Indeed it was.
An excellent response.
A seed of truth. But does it lie on fertile ground, or cling in vain to rocky perches? You seem to possess a rudimentary understanding of the fleece's history. Very well. If nothing else, I'll help expand your education. Charity is a virtue, too.
Faden, set the bounds of this discussion.
The thesis! The Golden Fleece is an abomination and has no place in the mortal world. The proponent, Faden, a humble servant of this temple and its high priestess. The opposition, Jason, an itinerant traveler from parts unknown.
Argument the first.
The Fleece is an abomination. Was not he who created it, the Titan Epimetheus, cast down into Tartarus by Zeus for doing so? Clearly, the Lord of Olympus judged the act of creation to be evil and worthy of damnation. Can we not then infer that the product of that act is also evil and worthy of damnation?
A persuasive argument.
And yet a flawed one. Epimetheus' proud defiance of the command of Zeus was the cause of his undoing. How he defied that command is immaterial. His failing was due to a lack of humility. His pride drove him to create the golden ram in foolish competition with his brother. For that he was cast down by Zeus. Not for what he created, but for why.
Yes, your argument is sound. You have my support, sir.
Pure sophistry. A clumsy argument to snare the feeble-minded. We continue.
Argument the second.
The Fleece circumvents the will of the gods and the natural order. The immortal gods look down from mighty Olympus and wish such and such to be. And then Cleophas, the half-wit goatherd, uses the Fleece and makes such and such not so.
I don't much like this man.
No mortal should have the power to countermand the divine scheme of life, death, and afterlife. I, for one, believe the will of the gods should be inviolate to the whims and caprices of imperfect minds.
A devout argument indeed.
Devout? I say a cold and cynical one. What of men who honor the gods? What of men inspired by the gods? Does my opponent deny that through man the gods can enact their wisdom? Your low opinion of our kind is unfortunate. But even more troubling is your low opinion of the gods. Surely those whose minds are perfect can foresee all outcomes, fleece or not, and act accordingly.
Indeed, a stirring rebuttal. You have my support, sir.
An untenable retort! The standards of philosophy here are lacking. We continue.
Argument the third.
Verily, the Golden Fleece brings out the worst in men. Wars have been waged for its possession. Brother has killed brother to claim its power. Its very presence on Kithara endangers the people of this island. Woe unto he who sleeps upon a bed of gold, for light is his slumber and his trepidation constant. Greece is undoubtedly a more peaceful place without the Fleece in it.
Insightful words, truly. The man has delusions of adequacy.
Do not fool yourself in thinking that a decrease of temptation ensures an increase of peace. Men will fight. They always do. If not for the Fleece, then for power. If not for power, then for land. If not for land, then for gold. It's a flawed world, and we are its flawed inhabitants. It takes conviction to do what's right in such a world. It takes courage. That's how we prove the good in us. Take away the Fleece and we are not suddenly made more virtuous. That's an argument made of vapor.
Your words soar upon the lofty wings of wisdom. I cast my lot with you, sir.
Vapor! Huh. Let us move to the closing arguments. Good sirs, I appeal to the most discriminating sagacity of this assemblage. The fleece is an abomination, a singularity, and singularities are dangerous things. It has the power to conquer nations, the power to raise the living from the dead, and yet it has no conscience. It gives its power indiscriminately to any who can claim it, whether by brutish strength or cunning guile. Why do we risk such calamity? And for what? All that good men should reasonably do, they can accomplish without the fleece. We are better off without it, say I.
I am a simple man. And simple men are best equipped to deal with simple truths. I am not one for ostentatious pedantry or spurious erudition. I will leave that to my opponent. What I do know is this. The fleece is a relic of our common past, intimately tied to that which makes us human. The only thing certain in this life is we all are to leave it eventually. The fleece may delay that moment, but it cannot remove it. We men are transient things. The fleece does not change that. As such, how can the fleece be an abomination? It does not alter our fundamental nature. We are taught that the Titan Epimetheus made the golden fleece. But why did he make it? To rival the glory of man. Is the fleece a risk in evil hands? Yes. But in good hands, it keeps us humble. For there is nothing we can do that it cannot undo. Used with prudence, the fleece encourages discipline and imparts wisdom, ensures justice, inspires courage. I hope all here would agree that these virtues most certainly have a place in this world.
Brilliant! We hear Athena's wisdom.
Hear, hear! Well spoken, Jason. Truly, you are a man of many talents.
Someone fetch a laurel crown!
You can't all be persuaded by this chicanery!
Wonderfully said, sir!
Bah! It was too much to think this self-important rabble could comprehend simple truths. You, sir, are the most dangerous kind of agitator. And there's only one way to reason with an agitator.
There is no debate or argument with evil such as this.
Silence, filthy thing! I am the voice of this temple.
Look! His tattoos! You are a Black Tongue!
What? Not that it matters now. My work here is done. That slut Medusa was easy work. And her brother proved a coward. No! The fleece left Kithara in the Raven's clutch. The Black Tongues have it now.
You fiend!
Where is it? Where is the fleece? You will tell me!
It is where you cannot find it. Where you cannot even search. This sword, it once belonged to a priest of Hades. We had a debate, he and I. We argued over who was the rightful ruler of Tartarus. He claimed Hades, while I know it to be Hecate. Despite my flawless reasoning, he simply refused to acknowledge the truth. It is a fine blade, is it not? When words fail,
found the fate you earned. Tartarus.
There is no paradise for traitors.
No. They must call me back. They must summon me with the others. Yes, that is to be my reward. I'll join Hekate's conquest of the living!
Is that what's happening?
Can't you see it, human? Each ascending spirit returns to the world above. The Black Tongues have found a place of power, and with it, we can summon forth all of Tartarus. Soon we will command an army, the likes of which Greece has never seen!
Whatever's happening.
You wait, human! You're here.
The fleece leaves with...
No matter. Human, I must await my summons. I cannot risk that. I must escape this place!
Nessus, your story ends here.
Iyuteyakile Nivagazet. All blessings have left you, Nessus. Only the shadow remains.
A curse on you, humans! So be it, but it will be you who stays in Tartarus! Arise, my pet. Your master calls you forth. Arise, Hypnaze!
Look at that. Well done, Jason.
Let's hope it is enough to bring Alcime back.
What do you suppose he meant about the Black Tongues ruling Iolcus?
There is nothing that would surprise me. Whether he spoke true or false, we will return and set things right.
Jason, I suppose you've seen their numbers. Their encampments are everywhere. We only just slipped past.
We're here, Jason. These mercenaries don't keep two Polias is getting what he paid.
So what's the plan?
We need to hold this ground. We can't let reinforcements strike from behind.
I'll stay. My bows of more...
I'll keep Atalanta company.
If they come, hold them off as... Escape to the east if you're overrun. Take the shore boat back to the Argo. Hercules, Achilles, you're with me. Into the palace.
I am the calm death. Alea Gazette.
Smell a trap?
Hercules, bar the door behind us.
Right.
Elias knows me. A mausoleum is all that matters now.
A trap! I knew it!
Elias will answer for this defilement.
The altar! Can't breathe. Watch the floor!
Ready, Achilles?
Come, you fiendish legions! Come, Black Host! And break yourself against the rock of Achilles!
Just let me know when you're
Why, Hecate? All that you have asked, I have done. Without pause, without question. In your name, I killed King Tibron in his sleep and placed his head in his daughter's bed. I cut the infant son of the priestess Aspasia from her womb and left him writhing on the floor as you asked. Yet here you leave me, alone to face the one who bears the fleece. Why, my mistress? Why?
You chose the wrong woman to love.
Perhaps. And yet, I love her still. Let us see who chose poorly. Without the will of God, we are nothing. Smoke and shadow. Ghosts in the wind.
Play your tricks, assassin. You'll bleed soon enough.
Do you think I do not know you? I know everything there is to know. I watched you fight in the arena of Mycenae. I saw Nessus and Faden fall before you. Oh, and I was there when old Argos met his end, with hardly any struggle. I was there at the beginning of your journey, and I will be here at its end.
You owe a life for the one you took from Argos!
Fool! Do you think killing me will stop what's already begun? We will raise our army from the depths of Tartarus and sweep across Greece like a purging fire. Every priest of your new gods will be put to the sword. Every shrine and temple will be reduced to rubble, and then the rubble crushed to sand. We will boil Poseidon's sea and rip the very thunder from Zeus's quivering hand. No matter what you do here, the future is ours. Gods who give their power for nothing more than prayers. The old gods require much more. They require sacrifice. They require pain. But what they give in return is far greater.
What have you been given? Orders and commands, scorn and suffering.
No, these vows are my oaths to Hecate. My oaths of love.
tie your spirit to a black abyss.
I am her chosen. She casts a favor upon me.
She doesn't love you, and she never has.
No. My mistress, why?
You chose the wrong woman to love.
Soon, my love. Whatever speech you have prepared, let it not leave your tongue. I've no interest in your reasons.
But nephew, it was such a well-crafted speech. The fleece is glorious. In a strange way, I'm proud of you. Your father would have been proud too. Perhaps I'll keep the fleece for a time. Such a waste to hide its beauty in Tartarus.
Finished?
I'm not, but you are. Give my love to Alcime.
Everything you've ever said to me has been a lie. It's time you held your tongue.
Now is the time to eat.